I was talking to Andrew a couple of weeks ago and he was telling me coronavirus had affected year 4 of the restoration. They were planning on removing the tailplane at the back and splitting the fuselage at the transport section just before the letter D after the rear door, and on the port side just before the letter H from the right hand side, and to restore this to airworthy condition. But they decided this year, at the moment, the latest bulletin I've got from them is that they're going to split the fuselage as planned, but they're going to have the jigs made ready for restoring it at a later date, and then obviously putting the fuselage back, putting the tailplane back on and ready for the taxi season next year. Plus they've got some other things in the pipeline for restoration as well this year. But it looks though the restoration now, the 10-year plan, will be moved back at least 1 year. The next part of the video covers, guess what? That's right, the wingtips. For those of you what require your weekly fix of wingtip restoration, here it is. Different countersink rivets here.
Yeah. They're exactly the same as Kev's.
Oh, are they? You've got to put an insert in,
yeah,
have you?
I've made some filler washers.
So small, aren't they?
Oh yes. And that. What it's made from? It's one of those. Made from a rivet.
Oh, it's made from a rivet. And then you just drill it.
Yeah, what I do is I made up this little plate, and you get the solid rivet and put it in there and clamp it on the back, drill it down the middle,
Yeah.
then countersink it, and then take it out of there and put it into a countersink I've done there, which is the thickness, that plate's the thickness of the head of the rivet,
I see.
and then grind it off flush.
Yeah.
And then comes out
So
like
it doesn't fit, it doesn't sit too proud then, does it? No.
No.
Oh.
And then when you put it in, that sits on there.
Yeah.
I'll pick the flipping thing up.
Yep.
All sits in there nicely.
Lovely, I've got it.
Yeah.
Right, thank you.
3/16 rivets, where the French had it.
What? Oh, in that skin? The same skin?
Yeah, but we put a new skin on.
Yeah.
And we don't want to put 3/16 rivets in a thin skin, because all it'll do is tear the holes.
Oh, I see.
So they want to use the original.
Yeah.
See, it'd be ideal. What we would have done is, see, because they're 1/8.
Yeah.
But for some reason, from there upwards, they've taken them out, or they might have, I don't know if they've chattered or whatever, and they've drilled them out and just banged 3/16.
It wasn't originally designed from Avro then?
No, I wouldn't think so, because these are all 1/8, and they're originals.
Yeah.
And
so why suddenly change from there?
I don't know if they've taken it apart in the past.
Yeah.
Or whatever, and the holes have, they've not been very good at drilling out.
Kev was telling me about this skin, and it might tear it as it goes through.
Yeah, that's right, because
like
it's very thin.
Then I thought, when I got home, I thought, well, what skin was on there before? Because, it obviously...
Yeah, well, that's what they've done, and the old skins...
On last week's video, Kev fitted the bottom part of the leading edge using 1/8 of an inch solid rivets on the top skins. On the underside, he had a problem having several 3/16 diameter countersunk holes. He had to reduce these to 1/8 of an inch diameter holes. On this week's video, Keith had the same problem. This is how they solved them slightly differently. The problem was solved by using an insert. Both made their insert using a solid 3/16 diameter countersunk solid rivet. Kev drilled down the centre of the head of the rivet with a 1/8 inch diameter drill, using only the head of the rivet to make the insert, and then using a 1/8 inch diameter blind rivet to secure the leading edge to the skins. Keith did his slightly different, using a 3/16 diameter countersunk rivet, drilled down the centre of the rivet head with 1/8 of an inch drill, and countersinking this part, using the head only to make the insert, and also using a blind 1/8 of an inch countersunk rivet to secure the leading edge to the skins. And you've got the sweep done at the top, drilled and varnished.
Oh yeah, so
play, I won't get anything. Yeah, they're all
dimpled, and then we turn the edge over, so
it grips the wood like.
it just creates a curl around the edge because of a slight different contour. And then once it's all screwed in, what you do is you go along and you just dress the edge with a mallet to get it to sit down flush.
Yeah. So when you put the screws in, it pulls it really close to the wood.
Yeah, because you put the screw the same as on the fins.
Yeah.
When you put the countersunk screws in, you pilot the wood first of all, and then countersink it. So the wood takes the dimple.
Yeah.
And then the screws are put in with lanolin. You dip the screws in lanolin.
Oh yeah.
It acts as a lubricant.
The wood screws. Yeah.
Yeah, the wood screws. You dip them in lanolin, and as you put them in, there was a guy. I think he died about 18 months ago. The guy used to do all gliders and everything around here.
Oh, I don't know.
I think he's just one of the village, or in this village, or one of the other villages.
Yeah.
And he told us, he said, put the screws in with lanolin. He said it, because otherwise they grip and bite, he said, and they can break.
Yeah, that's the trouble.
He said,
isn't
but
it
it acts as a lubricant, and the lanolin actually nourishes the wood and stops it drying out.
Yeah.
So it keeps.
So it's a good tip, that, isn't it? For
well, that's right. He'd been doing gliders all his life, building wooden thing.
Yeah.
And he gave us a pot of lanolin.
Yeah.
To put them in with.
Yeah. And that is just a lacquer or a varnish you put on the sweep.
It'll be taped over.
Yeah.
And then put on with the resin and everything, and that'll go hard. It's exactly the same as the fins were done.
Yeah.
And then afterwards they just paint it.
Yeah.
And all you do is you put the tape on there to stop any ingress of any muck and whatever and the water getting in there.
Yeah. Oh, good. This is the starboard wingtip. 95% of the materials had to be scrapped due to damage and corrosion.